have got another runner-specific 30-minute Pilates session to do today. All you need is yourself and your mat, and we are gonna jump straight in. As always, if anything doesn't feel right, make sure you either sit that one out, adapt it, or reduce the reps. Don't do anything that feels truly uncomfortable, and we will get straight to it. So we are gonna start with our arms out to our sides, tilting our pelvis under, scooping our stomach muscles to the back of our spine, nice soft knees, relaxed shoulders, long neck, and we're thinking about that Pilates breath, so in through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. Now keeping our hip bones facing the front, we're just going to exhale and rotate out to the side, really open up that thoracic spine, inhale through the centre and exhale to the other side. Good. Just a few more of these. Really scoop those stomach muscles so the hip bones are facing towards the front. And back through the centre, arms down. We're going to take the left arm over and slide the right arm down the leg. Really stretch the side of the body. Inhale and use those oblique muscles to come up. And exhale, slide down the other leg. We're just going to do one more each side of this. Really reach, get a nice stretch, get all the clicks out the way. You can do this as a pre-run sequence or just as part of your overall strength routine for running. Now we're going to go into some roll downs. So I want you to drop the chin to the chest and roll one vertebra at a time. Completely let go of all the tension in the neck and just hang at the bottom. So we drop the chin to the chest, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Shake the head if you need to. And then roll back up. One vertebra at a time. That can feel super uncomfortable if you're doing it fasting, but it's really nice just to let go of all the tension. And just one more. Roll. From here, I want you to take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, just opening up that thoracic spine. And drop back through the centre. Nice heavy head. And then the left side up towards the ceiling. Drop back down through the centre. And then slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. Head the last thing to come up and just roll those shoulders back down. Now we're going to go into some reverse lunges. So again, just make sure we're taking that Pilates posture, tilting that pelvis under and scooping the stomach muscles. We're going to take it back, make sure that knee is over the toes, and then rotate over that front knee, back through the centre and up. I want you to take it nice and slow. I'm thinking about that control. Good. And up. Just getting the legs fired up. And up. Excuse my clicking ankle if you can hear that. This one we're going to hold it and we're just going to pulse. Keep breathing, send that knee down to the floor. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and stand up. Switching over legs. Set that leg back, and for 10 pulses. Keep scooping the stomach muscles. 9, 10, and come up. Good work. Coming to the back of our mat, we're going to do another roll down and then walk ourselves forward into a nice high plank. So reset the shoulders, roll them back, drop the chin to the chest, and slowly roll back down the spine. One vertebra at a time. You can have nice soft knees, and from there start to walk the hands forward until we're in a nice high plank position. Make sure that bum is in line with the spine. You can either stay here or we can start to rock backwards and forwards just to get some weight through the shoulders, warm up the wrists, and even have a little bit of a hamstring stretch there, depending on how far you go back. Good. That's 3, 2, and gently drop those knees out to the sides of the mat. Send the bum back to the heels and just walk those hands forward. Take a big inhale exhale. And then coming back up onto all fours. So from here, we want our wrists directly underneath our shoulders, our knees directly underneath our hips, and we want our hips hip width apart and a really nice flat back. And I want you to try to keep that neck in line with the spine. We're going to do some Supermans, so we're extending opposite arm to leg, and we're trying to keep these hip bones facing the mat. So we're really squeezing those lower abdominals. You've got the option to keep the arm and leg on the floor and just slide it along the mat. Or if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, we're extending, lifting up, and control back in, switching sides. Nice and controlled, take it really slow. Don't worry about the height of the leg. The highest it wants to go is in line with the spine, but don't worry if it's slightly lower. We are more focused on keeping that back nice and flat, and also the hip bones facing the mat. Good. Really reach into opposite directions. On this next one, we're going to stay with the leg extended, and then bring the arm back down to the floor. From here, we're just going to pulse the leg up and down for 10. Keep squeezing so that back stays nice and flat. Last 4, 3, 2, and relax, return that leg back in. We're going to go with the same leg again. This time we're going to draw an arc with our foot. So there will be a bit more movement in the hips, but we're going to try and keep that back nice and still. So we're going to extend the leg back behind us. I want it to go up and over the right foot, and then back up and over and take it as far to the left as we can. Really getting into that side glute and the hip. Back up. Good. Really testing our whole body control here. Make sure we are remembering to breathe. Back up and over. Back out to the side. This is our last one. We're going to take it back up into the center, and from there we're going to get into our hamstrings. So we're going to flex the foot, drive the heel towards the bum, try and keep the height of the knee, and back. Keep squeezing those stomach muscles, so we're making sure those hips are still facing the mat. Last few. 2, and last one. And carefully return that leg back in. Just drop the head and round the spine. And then exhale, bring the chest up towards the wall. And again. And then bring that chest up. And then just come back to a neutral spine. From this position, I just want you to tuck the toes under, and we're just going to hold a bent leg plank. So just press the floor away, squeeze that core nice and tight, breathing in through the nose. Exhale. Keep everything really nice and tight. Push the floor away. Last 3, 2, and gently relax those feet. We're going to go over with the other side. I'm just going to quickly take this off. So we're getting very warm in here. Okay, so reset ourselves. Make sure the hands are directly underneath the shoulders and the knees are directly underneath the hips. And we've got a nice flat back. We're going to go straight back into our Supermans. So extending arm and leg. And control back in and to the other side. Good. Keep that core really nice and tight. We've just got one more each side, so we're going to finish with the other leg. Good. Last one. We're going to hold it out. Make sure that hip is facing the mat. Take that left hand down, and from here we're going to go for 10 pulses. Deep breaths. Last 5. Keep squeezing stomach muscles. 2. And return that leg back in. Send the bum back to the hips. And just walk those hands forwards. And then come back up. We are going to go straight into the other leg, the same leg for this one. So this is where we extend and we're drawing a curve with our foot. So taking that leg back, nice and controlled. We're going to lift up, over, place a toe over this left side, and then take it as far right as you can manage. Nice and controlled. Remember to breathe. We are inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, keeping that back nice and flat. Back through this side. Last one over to the left, to the right even. And then back up into the center. Make sure the hips are facing the mat. And we're going to squeeze the heel towards the bum and extend. Keep the knee the height where it is. Good. Drive the heel to the bum. Keep breathing. Keep that back nice and flat. Good. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Extend the leg and then return back in. Drop the head and arch the spine again. Push the floor away. Extend. One more time. And then come back to a nice neutral spine. And then we're actually going to spin ourselves round with our legs in front of us. And we're going to do some roll downs. So the aim here is we're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. Our head is the last thing to touch the mat and the first thing to come back up. We want to take it as slow and controlled as we can, hitting each vertebrae at one time. You have got your hands to help you. If it's a little bit too challenging, just lower yourself down ever so slightly, or take it to as far back as you can control without going all the way down, and then come back up. I'd rather you work with less range of motion but have full control than just do it for the sake of doing it. So we are sitting up really nice and tall, which might feel uncomfortable if you've got tight hip flexors. Deep breath, scooping the stomach muscles to the spine. We are rolling down one vertebrae at a time, nice and controlled. Head is the last thing to touch the mat, and then the first thing to come back up. So start by peeling the head, neck and shoulders. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice and controlled. Sitting up in between each one. If you want, you can take the arms up and take a little bit of a lean over the legs. If you've got very tight hamstrings from running, that might be enough of a lean for you, as it is for me. And scoop again, peeling down the spine. One vertebrae at a time. Head the last thing. And the first thing to come back up. So reset, scoop the stomach muscles, peel the head off first. Exhale. If you breathe out as you come up, it helps. Lift up. Bit of a stretch. And then we're going to go back for our last one. I want you to stay laid down on this one. So peeling down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and controlled. And then once we're at the bottom, if you just hug the knees to the chest, and we're just going to rock from side to side and just massage that lower spine. And then we're going to take those legs up into a tabletop position. So we're really thinking about scooping the lower back to the mat. If even that feels quite hard, just bring the knees in a little bit closer to the body. But ideally, we want to be at a 90-degree angle here. Hands by the side. Again, we are really focusing on pushing the back into the mat. We're just going to put individual toe taps and back up. Nice and controlled. Good. Keep scooping the stomach muscles. Make sure to breathe. And and then we're going to add some arms and a leg extension. So hands above the body, opposite arm to leg, so you might have to think about this. Test your coordination, extend and draw back in. Really lengthen the arm and leg away from the body, keeping that back flat on the mat, remembering to breathe. Good. Nice and controlled. We've just got one more each side. Last one. And just hug those knees to the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Massage the lower spine. We're going to take the legs back up into that tabletop position. Arms by the side. I want you to peel the head, neck and shoulders off. And we're just going to pulse. So we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. And relax back down. Take the feet flat on the floor, knees are going up to the ceiling, and we're going to go into some glute bridges. So the weight is going to be through our shoulders, the hands are by the side, and again we're peeling up the spine one vertebrae at a time. So I'm going to scoop the abdominals to the spine, activate the glutes, engage, and we're going to peel up slowly, one at a time. Weight into the shoulders, pause at the top, and then slowly roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. And back up. We peel up, hold, and then slowly come back down. I really want you to feel each individual vertebrae hit the mat one at a time. Keep saying it. Inhale and exhale. We're going to hold it at the top of this next one. You've got two options here. We can either hold it in that glute bridge and just hold it there, keep squeezing the glutes, make sure those hips are lifted, make sure we're squeezing our abdominals. Or if you want to take it a bit further, we can test our single leg work. So we're going to take the right leg off first into that tabletop position, and then carefully place it back down, trying to keep the height of the hips the same, and then over to the left side, and control back down, back to the right. Good. Last one. Control that down. And then slowly rolling back down the spine. One vertebrae at a time. And just hugging those knees to the chest. Rocking from side to side. And from here we're going to take it back into our 100 practice. So take those legs back into that tabletop position. Scoop the back into the mat. Lift the head, neck and shoulders off. And we are pulsing. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale. If this feels too much on your neck, you can put a hand behind the head and just switch over sides. Last inhale. And exhale. And relax back down. Hug those knees to the chest or stretch the arms and legs away from the body. Nice and long, just to stretch out those abdominals. And then we're going to roll on to our left side. We're going to be up on our forearm, make sure we are lifting up. And we've just got this underneath leg bent for a bit of support. And then we're going to take this top leg out to the side, in line with our body. Hips are stacked right on top. We're literally going to kick the leg forward and then back in line with the body. Again, trying to keep the same height, trying to not let those hips roll. We go forward and back. Good. Squeeze those glutes. One more here. And lower that leg down. Take yourself down with the head in the hand. Lifting that leg again, and we're just going to draw a circle, keeping those hips stacked on top of each other, not letting this part of the body move, but we're lifting up out of these obliques. So our whole core is engaged, and we're just drawing a really tiny circle with our foot. And then change direction. Good, starting to feel the burn in the glute. Last 3, 2, 1, and return that leg back in. From here, we're going to bring our toes to our toes and our knees to our knees. So we're really opening up this hip joint and also working into the glute here as well. So knee to knee, toe to toe. Good. Keep squeezing the abdominals. Breathe. Good. Really open up that hip without rolling backwards or forwards. We want to stay stacked, but driving that knee as far as we can without rolling the hips. Good. Just a few more this side. Last 2. And relax that leg down. Good work. We are rolling on to our front. We just want our hands in a V shape underneath our face, our neck nice and long, keeping our feet on the floor, our glutes engaged and our stomach muscles. Scoot to our spine. We're going to keep a nice long neck, and we're just going to extend so we can feel our lower back engage, and then control back down. Good. Remembering to breathe. You've got the option to take the hands away with you, or you can keep them on the floor, whatever variation works best for you. We've got 2 more here. And relax back down. Hands by the chest. Just take a little bit of a back bend there, and then send the bum back to the heels. Walk those hands forward. Take a big inhale and exhale. And then we are going to come round onto the other side. So this is where we start on our forearm. The underneath leg is bent, and we've got this top leg in line with the body, hips stacked on top. We're lifting up and down. You might feel like you're tighter on one side than the other. That is totally normal, and Pilates is a really good way to make us aware of those imbalances and try balance them back out, basically. So we lift up, keep scooping the core, and back down. Good, we get up, we're going to go forwards and back in line. Good, take it forwards, back in line with the body. Trying to keep the same height. I don't mind how high it is, but if we just try to keep it level. Keep breathing. Last one. And lower back down. Taking the head in the hands, we're going to lift it up and we're going to draw a circle. So again, keeping those hips stacked. And just drawing a really tiny circle, lifting up under here, working these obliques. Deep breaths. and then change direction. Feel the burn. And relax that leg down. Taking the feet to the feet and the knees to the knees. Really getting into those glutes. Keep breathing through it. We are almost there. Yeah, last few minutes, and we've got a stretch as well, so we're very near the end. If your glutes are burning, don't worry, we'll stretch them out. Good. Last two. And relax that leg back down. Rolling on to our backs and just hugging those knees to the chest. Rocking from side to side. And placing the feet back on the mat. The hands are going to go behind the head. We're going to keep the elbows right out to the side, so we're opening up the chest. And we're just going to finish with one more core exercise. We're lifting up towards the ceiling, scooping the spine into the mat, and then back down. Good. Exhale as we come up. Inhale to come down. Exhale. And inhale. Good. We've got 3 more here. The last 2. And last one. Drop the head back to the mat. Take the knees to the chest and just hug and rock from side to side. Feet down, knees to seated. We're going to cross the right leg over the left knee and just gently hug towards the body so you feel a nice stretch down the glute. Breathe into it. You can obviously spend a bit longer stretching if you need, but we'll just do a tiny bit here just to stretch those glutes off. And lower that leg. Carefully swap over. Left knee, left foot over the right knee. Hook towards the body. Remember to breathe, even in the stretches. And release that leg. Legs extended. We're going to do another roll up to take us up, because why not? So peeling the head, neck and shoulders first. Rolling up the spine. And then just start to fold over the legs to what feels slightly uncomfortable, but not too much. Obviously I'm not getting very far, you can tell I'm a runner. Deep breaths. Hold it for 10 more seconds. Last 5. And slowly come back up. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that 30-minute Pilates session, and I'll see you on the next one.